We are back for another episode.
Yes, sir.
This time we tapped into the boat. We came all the way to Atlanta. We got a special guest. You know our motto by now. We're here to learn, laugh, have fun, and most importantly, we're here to drink. I'm Aaron. This is G. And this is Quality Drink. We got a songwriter. We got a legend in the making. A&R. He's a father. Make some noise for goddamn V-Script.
Yo. What's up with y'all?
We had to take that trip to the hot Atlanta, man.
Come see you, man.
I'm seeing the A, man.
First first road trip, and on Quality Journey. So it's an honor. You the first one.
Oh man, I feel special.
Yeah. You got the beautiful interstate behind you. I wish it was in the evening. We could have showed it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all good.
Ready?
All good. Yeah, man.
Y'all at home, I'm gonna let y'all know the rules. We got 5 rounds. Each round is 7 minutes.
Yes, sir.
If you make it to the end, which some people, the numbers getting real lopsided now. If you make it to the end, you got a speed rounds. Yes or no question, we're gonna take a shot, and we're gonna get it, do what it do. If you can't, you got a bell right there, it's your safety net. Tap that bell, the game over, we're gonna continue to ask you questions. You ready?
Gotcha.
Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. You're gonna make that first spin. Hold your phone, do it counterclockwise this way.
Go this way?
Yep. A little aggressive, man. One more. That's perfect right there.
Oh, you land on the road.
You're right in the middle. What you want to do? Say that one to start it off.
Choice.
That's a tough one. I never had that one. But don't let me encourage you.
I'm gonna roll with the Deuce say.
I'm
a whole fan, so I gotta go with it.
Okay, I like that, man.
That's my favorite rapper.
Oh yeah, we good. We got Kobe. We got a lot of similarities with this guy, man.
You already know.
You ready?
Let's go. So, who is Vurdell?
Man. Father, songwriter, giving person, family man, loyal person, definitely, and God fearing. God come first before anything, before my gift, before anything.
That's tough.
That's who I am.
So, how did you get the name V-Script?
V-Script. So pretty much, I always was wondering what was gonna be my alias, my songwriting name. So at first it was Script. It was just Script, and then through the journey, I was like, okay, man, you know what? I think it's something better if I take my first initial V and put it to the script. And then everybody always kind of, how I got Script, because the songs, the R&B songs that I wrote, people felt them. It was like a love story or a love movie, so it's like Nobody, records like Nobody, how those records made you feel. So that's why I ran with the word script, script, to make it, when you hear the song, you can see, you can visualize the song,
right.
Get visual. So that's where that came from.
Yeah. When you got that name, you originally knew you wanted to be a songwriter.
Yeah, so before I was a poet, I did poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing poetry first.
You told me that behind the scenes.
Yeah. I was doing poetry. I used to go, man. I used to go to the little spots. This was before Katrina. They used to have the True Brew spot. Mm-hmm. They used to be downtown and stuff. Every Wednesday night, all the poets in New Orleans, we used to go to that site and recite in front of people. So that's where it started from. And then after Hurricane Katrina, I was working at for the cell phone company. I was working at the time. It was Singular before they changed it to AT&T.
Okay.
So I started working at Singular, and I used to always read my poems to one of my homies. He used to always hear my poetry. He'd be like, "Dog, man, your stuff sound like a rhythm." Because I didn't, like some poets that read straight off the paper, but it don't have it's just like read from the paper, such and such and such and such. But when I used to do my poetry, I used to have a rhythm to it, like some. So he was like, "Yo, you could songwrite."
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. So he was like, nah. He was like, yeah. He was like, man, you just gassing me. He was like, no. You can really songwrite. So and that was one of my best friends. His name Big Earl. So he was the one that planted that seed in me. And then while I was working at Singleton, one of my mentors in the game, Diesel Harrison, he produced records like Lollipop, Mrs. Officer for Lil Wayne, Let the Beat Build. So I met him. He was one of my customers, and he was like, no, actually Big Earl introduced me to him because he was one of Big Earl customers. And Big Earl was like, yo, my boy, I think he'll be a dope songwriter. You need to check him out. And so from that point, he had just moved from Atlanta because it was after Katrina. He just moved from Atlanta back to New Orleans, and he had opened up a studio in Metairie at the time. So I went over there and checked it out. Then we started working, and he taught me how to write melody.
All right.
So that's why that's why I got my feet wet, learning how to translate the poetry into songs, and learning the rest was just like history.
That's what's up, man. Now, why are you telling us this story? You approaching that 2 minute mark at the time. Like I said, I can't let you get out the hook because that's disrespectful to all the other guests that came before you. So you definitely gotta finish this cup.
I gotta finish
before the round is up. So you're gonna start knowing how to rationalize. So by that being said, what made so you was so you know how to fill in holes, but you know how to fill in pockets for music. Cause a lot of people, you know, you a pocket.
Yeah.
What were some big poets that you took notice from?
I mean, honestly, it was so. That's crazy because I didn't really
study.
I didn't really study. The only person that I studied, and I always loved music, but I didn't know I was going to be doing music. Right. I didn't know I was going to be a songwriter. But the only person lyrically and who I used to just study and just sit by the radio and just study was R. Kelly. And it was something about.
You get a lot of backlash from that.
Yeah, I know he got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm just talking about his talent.
Talent. That's what I see. Keep that aside.
So I don't agree with what he do in his personal life, but his gift, I can't. No one can take it.
You can't.
So and this is way before that. This is just what inspired me. So and it's my truth. So so I used to study his music because I used to always. Listen to, because his music was conversational. It was like a conversation. It was just always like, even if you break down the lyrics, like, you know, standing here looking in the mirror saying that to myself, I should have known the day to come that she would find somebody else. That's just a conversation. So I used to always be drawn to his style because it was like poetry but with melody.
Yeah, right.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
And that's how I started writing poetry. Because I knew I wasn't a singer. So I was like, and then at that time I didn't know that I could not be a singer and still songwrite.
Right.
So that's where that came from.
That's where that came. Gotcha.
So what's your favorite R. Kelly song?
Oh man, this dude. There's too many. One of them, one of my favorite. I'll probably say it's not a big. It's probably like a B-side from the Chocolate Factory album, Forevermore. That was a beautiful record. Yeah. That's probably like one of my favorites. That's probably like, that's like a dope B-side.
A dope B-side.
Yeah.
It's that time.
It's that time.
We about to spin it. We about to spin that. I said you playing. So nobody going to cut.
Okay. You ready?
Oh no, you gotta finish.
I gotta finish. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I said you got 7 minutes to drink while you talk, so you gotta just take a little sip here and let you know. All right, you go hold your cup. It's my time. It's that round 2. All right.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
So how different is songwriting versus poetry? Like, how different is it?
Structure.
It is.
It's broken down. Poetry, you just flowing, and actually, songwriting is just more of a structure. You got your verse, you got your pre-hook, and then you have some people call it pre-hook, some people call it B-section.
Yeah.
So the pre-hook and B-section is pretty much the same thing. So what you about to say?
You think you competing with ghostwriters?
With ghostwriters?
You competing with them?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say ghostwriters mostly hip hop.
Okay.
That terms come from, you know,
Niggas writing other niggas rhymes. And niggas line
Yeah. So not pretty much what I do, because I would consider myself a professional songwriter.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got, you know, in the hip hop world, you got, you know, ghostwriters.
So yeah, I mean, do you know any ghostwriters? No. You ain't gotta say their name. But why you think they shouldn't get a bad rep?
Nah.
They shouldn't get a bad rep. You know?
I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like, you know, I know, you know, it may be crazy. Some people may, you know, we have it's a hip hop code or whatever.
Like, it's the code.
I mean,
right tone rhyme. Right tone rhyme.
That's a rapper.
This is a business too. You know, so like the bigger you become as an artist, you ain't gonna have time to
just write every day.
Mm-hmm.
Jay did.
You might, you know, and Jay did it. You know what I'm saying? But Jay also had, you know, Jay didn't have ghostwriter, but Jay also had ideas that sparked from Kanye. You know, you could hear in the music that sparked from Kanye. But Jay wrote his rhymes.
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
know,
saying.
So there's nothing wrong with taking a hook as a rapper. That's what, you know, most of the lyrical MCs do anyway.
Yeah.
But I think too, music, and especially in today's time, the way music moves and change, you know, and the bigger you become in endorsements and other opportunities such as acting, it takes you from that space. So I think ghostwriters are needed to keep also the artists tapped into what's going on.
So talking into, you know, things advancing in the careers, what made you say I gotta advance my career outside New Orleans and take it to Atlanta where we are right now?
Well, being in New Orleans, I was like one of the first songwriters to even hit Billboard as a songwriter, living there locally. From an independent artist, which was my cousin Rance Davis. Also, shout out to Walter Butler.
Shout out to that whoever comes up.
For giving us that opportunity. He gave us the opportunity and put us in position to even do that, because he was the one that saw the vision and invested into us, and the rest was history. But going back to you know, living home, you know, doing that was great, but you know, at home, you know, New Orleans is not an industry city. So the labels, we don't have A&Rs, we don't have the record labels there. So I knew that I had to, basically when the two records that I wrote, which was Nobody and Old Thing Back, when I saw those things hit billboards and we landed number 95, Hot 100, without being on a major label. That was crazy. Like no one from the city done it. And then, you know, even like the Luke James and, you know, all the brothers that came before, everybody left to go make it. And so it was, I felt like that time too was like special with my cousin because he did it living home.
And that was around that 2011, 2010.
Yeah, 11 and 2012, we hit it back to back.
Yeah, two of them.
Yeah, so we knew from there that, you know, there was another level. So, and also too, living in New Orleans, you think that was my only way to make it get notoriety as a songwriter. I had to go through an artist because there was no labels there. There was no A&Rs there that you could meet with and say, hey, such and such looking for records or usher these records. You got to go to those places where these things are. So, which is LA or either Atlanta. So that's why I left, because I wanted to get to the next level in my career, because I knew I couldn't get there by staying there because the outlets wasn't there to help me.
Talk about 2008. Let's dive back. How did it feel to win the contest with Ryan Leslie?
Oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, we did it. It was me and Blair Taylor, and we made a video from scratch. You know, we did the thing that Ryan was doing. Y'all remember Ryan was big on the internet, filming himself, making videos and stuff like that. So he threw a worldwide. It was actually a worldwide competition. It was out of the UK and the US. It was
So that's
it was
amazing.
yeah, it was major. And to say we hit number one, we came into number one. That's when I knew, yo, we got something. You know what I'm saying? Because that was out of everybody. Like you didn't tell me, yo, you pick us and we from New Orleans. So that was like a eye opener for me because that showed me that we had what it takes to compete in the music industry.
Yeah.
And you know, we had the gift. So that right there was a big eye opener to me, and it was a wonderful experience. Got to see Kerry Hilson. He was working with the Game at the time. They flew us out to LA. Man, it was just crazy. It was crazy. That was the first industry thing that we ever experienced.
And at that point, you really think at that point you saw, okay, it's just bigger than me just writing for people. It's really that's when you really started to see, you talked about earlier, the business.
The business side.
It's really more probably 80% business than 20%.
You know what's so crazy?
Talent or whatever like that.
You know what's so crazy? You know what I miss about living home? I tell all my friends this, like living home. When I used to be in my room writing records, I wrote records freely.
I see that.
Like, so meaning when you don't know the other side, the business side, and the strategy behind the business side, you create
Freely.
So you feel like you had a better sound then?
No. You just the feeling of it, like not saying this record goes to this person, this record goes to that person. Just writing records, like it don't matter who it goes to. You're not writing it with someone in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then when you get to the business side of it, you write, oh man, this is gonna be a dope Chris Brown.
So you gotta write for that.
For Chris
You
Brown.
write for that. You write for that.
Okay.
It was just the innocence of it, creating.
Like this can go anywhere.
This can go anywhere, or whatever the record. You're not shooting for something.
Correct.
You're just writing. So that was like a beautiful thing. Like it was like a good. That was a great experience because then when you get to the business side, you write. You know, because different projects come up. This person may need this for their project, so you write this way for this.
Right.
Or this is the direction for this person project, so you write towards whatever the opportunity that you're trying to get.
Okay. So next question.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna make that spin because this
Is it more pressure knowing you have to write for a particular artist versus freely?
Come back.
No,
You think
No.
around the same?
it's around the same. It's just now you know what you're writing for. You know where it's going. And and especially when you're on the business side of it, when you're on the business side of it, you always write. The goal is to get on projects, so you're writing towards a direction.
If you was able to write for any artist currently, dead or alive, hold you, what's that one dream artist that you would love to hear sing with
I
you?
mean, of course, Michael Jackson.
That's a big one, man.
That's the-
I tend to people, he a great, but I tend to people nowadays tend to just look over. They like to go jump to the Chris Browns of the world.
Yeah, that's
Tory
generational.
Lanez,
It's generational.
You know.
I feel like those artists back then. Well, I ain't gonna say those artists. I think the way the music business was before, social media outlets and stuff like that got in, we had more of a nostalgia. Like it was more of a mystery.
Yeah.
Like, cause you only seen these people 3 times or 4 times,
Yeah.
either on 106 in Park or BET or
Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah. It was
Now
only
you
so
have-
many times.
Right, so they had a presence. So like Michael had people fainting at his concert.
There's only so many times. When I see him, I gotta see him. That's
Yeah,
it.
you gotta see them. So now I think now it's just like to this point to where this era, transition to where the social media era where you have so much access. So we may have a Michael Jackson now, but it might not feel the same that Michael felt back then. Because now we see it all the time.
Correct. Yeah. That's fact.
It's exclusive. That's why Jay-Z and Beyonce still got that presence.
You don't see him
You don't see him often.
So when you see him, you
I
see
think
him,
that's how it's
that's
supposed to.
how-
Why do you think the new generation can't do it like that? Why do you think they can't still use some old tactics?
But it's not the generation, it's technology.
But they not on technology.
No, but it's the technology of the business.
Correct.
You got to adapt to the business.
You got to.
So when you adapt to the business, is what when you got to also think about when Jay-Z was in that time, the business was that.
Yeah.
The business.
So they really don't have to transfer because they already cemented it in that time, so they don't have to get on the surface. They don't have to.
Exactly.
You still want to check for them no matter what.
Yeah, but that's why they do like little tricks like, you know, like how Beyonce dropped it album. He pop up. Oh, it's Beyonce. The world stopped.
Yeah,
It's that presence. It's that God. It's that presence that she got.
Yeah.
So if Michael Jackson was starting out this time, you think he would be as successful, or you think he would just be another artist?
That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. I think his content would be different. I mean, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Feels like Michael, but it's more edgier. It's more with the times. You know, music is married. Music, like I said, music is married to what you see on TV. So when you see, you know, we grew up on Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Living Single. So the music was more Family Matters, you know, all these things. So the music, that transition in the music, R&B was love, the love music, that was the popular thing. Everything goes together, you know. Remember, if you go back, they ain't cuss on ABC. Now you
can say what you want.
You can say what you want. So it's different. So I think, you know, with times changing, you just adapt to what it is, and it affects each generation. Because it's just like the generation before us, they might say, "Oh," that's why I'll never say, "I get it," you know, because the generation before our time, they might say our stuff was they wasn't, you know, our mothers and stuff probably wasn't right.
It's all opinion.
It's all opinion.
So define music.
Define music.
Define it in your word.
The soundtrack to lives. That's music. Music is life. It starts with life. Every record comes from that. That don't change. I don't care what generation. I don't care what generation it is or how old you are. You could be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever, 20. Don't matter. Music comes from life and experience. Music comes from, and even if you didn't experience, you had a friend or a partner that experienced.
Right.
So a song can come from anything. That's life. Music is life.
Yeah. That's top.
When you write these songs, what mood do you have to be in?
Do you dim the lights? Do you tap into
ritual?
your
What
own-
are you doing?
It depends. Sometimes, you know, it depends on the record. If I'm writing an emotional record, then yeah, of course I'm gonna get in that space. You know, you gonna tap in because it's all about energy. Energy. When you hear these records, that's energy. That's energy when you hear the cadence, when you hear the melodies. That's all comes from energy. So even when you listen to an artist, as an artist is delivering a record, it's based off the energy. If that artist is going through something, you're gonna hear it on the record.
Yeah.
The picture is painted, you know. So it just depends. Like when I want to party, you know, I may take a shot before I write a record.
Let's take one of that because he's talking shit now. This getting heated. I'm starting to feel a drink.
Now he feeling.
How you feel? How you feel?
I feel good.
If he came in and said he wasn't gonna drink, this is third one.
We definitely said our cameraman out right now because we talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lord. We say he wasn't gonna drink. I feel that this is the second time we got somebody.
Shout out to Fo, because Fo said the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
said the same thing.
That's my guy right there.
Fo left with a bottle, man.
One left with about it.
Yeah.
We said you wasn't gonna drink. We got you. I think we the official
Yeah, we might be bad.
party crime. I don't bad habits. We just have a good time because we getting people to have a good time on the show, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. To me, Kanye is a great person, right? Musically. Is he a top 5 or how do you rate him as far as what he do rapper wise and
Producing?
no, let's just stick rapper wise is still right for a lot of people because he did one song for Drake on Thank Me Later. If I'm not. What song was that?
Hey.
Yeah, whatever song that is.
I better find your love.
Find Your Love. How you rate him as a songwriter? Because he is a songwriter.
Not to cut you off. V said he don't sing. He been sipping, and now you got a great goddamn voice.
he
That's
just.
the
But also, you know, we in there, you know, it's just well. To get back to what you said, to get back to what you asked, the Kanye is just a genius. You know, Kanye's a genius. I look at Kanye as the Quincy Jones of hip hop. That's just plain.
Say it again.
He's the Quincy Jones of hip hop.
Damn. Kanye might hit this and shit and sign your ass.
He is.
You might be in Wyoming somewhere doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know, like I look at you know, everything's about impact.
Yeah, his
You know,
impact is he definitely top 10 music wise in
You see the children.
history.
Drake.
Yeah.
808 Heartbreaks birthed Drake. Drake said it himself.
Yeah.
You know, Cudi. You know.
Oh yeah, Cudi.
You know, even the Travis Scotts. You look at the things that come off.
That
his
he
pen.
led. Yeah.
This is
And that's kind of the dudes that's leading the way now.
Yes,
Yeah.
artistic. You know,
It's timeless music.
It's timeless, yeah, and it's got a little swing to it, got a little differentness to it. You know, so it's a new vibe. But that's still from Ye. Ye started all this. You know, Ye has culture. You know,
Culture. He talking about culture.
I always say, you know, my top 4. You know, Jay, Wayne. You know, even Wayne have children. You know, the little babies, little Dirks, all of them is Wayne kids.
Yeah.
That's the era. You know, Pop, Ye, like they influence. You know, you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can see it, and especially with Wayne, you can see it. You can see the kids got the dreads, you got the tats in the face. You see the impact. That's culture.
That's culture.
So when you bigger than the music, that's you know,
That's
Kanye is somebody that's bigger than the music.
It's bigger than the music.
Yep.
This is a fucking good interview we having.
Oh yeah, it's rolling right.
Yep.
It's your spin.
It's my spin.
After you finish that.
It's getting rough.
Be complete.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah, one more spin.
My spin.
This is the 4th round right here, fellas.
I didn't even remember.
I didn't know he was gonna make it this long. Alright, so look. Alright. You're in the music industry now, you know, you're a celebrity.
Oh man, no.
You know? That's what they all say, no, now, but that's the humble.
He humble right now.
What you think about Megan and Tory Lanez? We're gonna tap right into that right now. We ain't here to play. But as we not here to play, you landed on Martell.
Yeah.
This is Ray's favorite drink. Shout out Ray the Ball. Ray, this is
my first time having Martell.
Martell?
Oh,
Yeah, I've had it.
Oh man, this.
man.
Some people say this is better than Hennessy.
Intriguing.
I don't think it's better than Douce. And not so saying we all J fans here, which we all are.
You already know that.
But we not in the biased people. But this is up there.
Yeah.
It's up there. But tell me about the Tory Lanez and Meg. Tap into that. You know? And if you don't want to say it, because you don't want probably write for Tory one day, nothing like that. You can let me know.
I mean, I just hope they could, you know, well, I have a different perspective, you know, after hearing this. Hearing the CD. I listened to the CD.
Tory, you heard it.
Yeah, I heard
Good, real
Y'all hear it?
good.
Y'all
Yeah,
hear it?
I listened to it on the way here, coming to
Yeah.
you.
So I just hope they can work it out, man.
Yeah.
I think it's more to the story.
Didn't try to apologize still?
Huh?
Didn't try to apologize to say his story, you know.
Yeah. But if he did that, then,
Damn.
you know, down.
Damn, Tory.
But, you know, because we just not hearing his side, but after listening to the CD, it's still not a clear-cut answer. So it's still not a clear-cut answer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, all we can go, we know, is she got shot in the foot. That's all we can do. You know what I'm saying?
If Drake tell you right now, look, name the price, I need a song done by Wednesday, Tuesday.
Oh man, that's for free, man. It's Drake. So,
That's for free.
Yeah, that's free.
But he put that pressure on, I need it done like by tomorrow night.
Oh, it's done tonight.
He sound
I
like
need,
he got some stuff ready for Drake.
he basically said, look, I need
I got a
some
record.
R&B shit.
I got a record right now for
I
Drake.
need some shit for some bitch.
I got a record right now for Drake. Big record. Huge record.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a record I did around the jerky.
Yeah.
Dark Child.
You might need to tell Drake that.
Yeah, Drake. Yo, holla at me.
Holla at him.
Me,
Come on, Drake.
me, Super Friends,
Super friend.
Holla at him.
Dark Child.
Don't.
Holla at him.
We got a record for you, brother.
What else, man?
Holla at us.
I'm talking about what's the plans after, you know, will you plan on opening up a restaurant, you plan on hopping real estate, because what's business after Second Life after songwriting?
Studio.
Oh man, you know, definitely real estate. Definitely, you know, looking into doing that. But one of the most things that I want to do is come back home.
Okay.
And build a studio downtown in the French Quarter. That's one of my dreams, to come back home and open that up to bring traffic home. You know, because I understand, as being a songwriter from New Orleans, I understand how it feels not to have the industry there, not to have those opportunities of a pipeline flowing, or not to have A&Rs there, or not to have labels set up there to bring those kind of opportunities, because we don't have that there. So, and you know, we still don't have that there. So that's kind of one of the goals, just to show, you know, come in and mentor some songwriters, mentor producers that's trying to figure out how to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And also how to cultivate an industry sound, because there's levels to it. You know, even to the point to, you know, when I move, you always grow. Like, you always grow. Like, in the music business, there's never a set level. You always grow creatively. You know, so I don't never want to be a creative that's let my success stunt my growth.
Yeah.
Because you as good as your last record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. So I don't hold on to those things.
You can put that record out big, go big for next week. But
exactly.
What's next now?
Yeah, what's next?
Because people tend to grow and stuff quick, and then they get old real quick.
Move on to the next one.
Absolutely.
Move on to the next thing.
Absolutely.
When you walk in these studios, right, with somebody important, how is the vibe? How is it straight to business? Is talk, chop it up first? Like, give me a whole
we
scenario.
definitely talk, see where they at the time, what space they're in, and then we go from there. We make it. I mean, they're human.
It's never really scripted.
It's never really scripted. Like,
it's vibes.
It's the same thing how we talking right now.
It's vibes.
We vibe.
Yeah.
Good energy, though. You know, it's energy.
Yeah, that's
So you know, you don't get into those things and overthink it, because at the end of the day, they're humans.
That's what it is.
You know, you cut them open, they bleed the same thing.
I like that.
That's a tough one.
I like that, man.
Talk about the Super Friends music group, music company.
Yeah. So definitely, the Super Friends is a company that me and my partner Trosha Keaton that we built together. It's pretty much a production company where we have songwriters and producers and stuff like that. So as projects come through, you know, that's our way of reaching back. We always reach back to help up and coming artists, or help groom a songwriter that need help in getting placements, artists and stuff like that. We developing artists and stuff like that. And so that's what kind of like what we want to do, be a conglomerate. So that one-stop shop. So that's what we're known for. When people call us, they call us for that, because they know they're gonna come in, they're gonna get a record, and we do projects. So
That's major.
that's definitely.
2015, you did a song with Timo Braxton. Love it.
Yeah. Wow.
Love it. That's the name of the song, and I love it.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
That was my first major placement. That was the very first one. That was 2015. That came about one of my homies, Picasso. When I did the record for Tinashe. So it's crazy how, like I said, you could have in your head, you may be thinking one way, but it could go opposite. Something, it could go somewhere else. It could land somewhere else. But when I initially wrote the record, I was thinking about Tinashe. And actually, I did that record with Blair Taylor and Demesia. Y'all know Demesia?
Yep.
Yeah. So I helped get Demesia her first placement. So that was my way of reaching back.
Definitely putting people on.
Yeah, man, you gotta pay it forward, man.
So
that's how that's how your blessings keep coming.
did he get the last spin? No, I got the last spin. He got the last spin. I'm about to make it this round 5.
We might as well ask for
He can finish this.
point.
Finish this. You ain't got to even finish. We going. I'm about to make this last spin.
Okay,
first.
go ahead.
Yo. Last round right here, man.
Yes.
So how you look at people owning their own masters and, signing these horrible deals, being independent, stuff like that.
So,
because a lot of people want it overnight.
yeah, man. So I have a different take on it. Like, y'all bought a car before, right?
Yeah.
You buy a car, right? and you go to the car dealership, right? And that sticker price, that's on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the car. So before I use that analogy, everybody when it comes to business, there's no feelings. So when it comes to business, we gotta realize these people are not our friends, no matter what they do for us. Like they could court us, wine and dine us, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a type. And I'm speaking from that person. Now I don't do business this way, but you can't assume that everybody's the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. I remember my mentor Diesel told me, when you assume, you get fucked. That's the first thing he told me before I got into music business. When you assume, you get fucked. So going back to now that we got that out the way, let's get back to this analogy. When you go to the first car I ever bought, it was a Honda Accord, and it was the sticker price was $17,000. But if I would have went there, I went there by myself. So this was my first time buying a car, so I didn't know nothing about buying a car. I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what was a good deal and what wasn't a bad deal. So my father came with me. I went there by myself. The guy was like, "Yo, I can put you in this car. You know, listen, it's a good deal. $17,000. You can get this. You can get AC. Bam, boom. Right? Right? Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like bam. So then I go home to tell my dad. I'm like, "Yo, Dad, you know, he got this car that, you know, and I'm like, you know, I just want a car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Dad, I want a car. So he was like, no, hold up, son. Let's go to the Blue Book.
Let's see this work.
Let's go see what this car is worth. So the sticker price was $17,000. That car was, when he put the mileage and everything into that car was $13,000.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now switching it back to the music business, you gotta get a lawyer. You gotta get representation.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you know, and I didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the car. So you gotta do your due diligence. You gotta research, because I also realized even in that moment, it wasn't that his job. It wasn't that car dealership job to tell me. Even though I would have told someone,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody's not going to do that. So that's how you have to move in the music business. You can't just take the word. You got to do the research. And I don't care if it's this person, if it's an idol, if it's someone you love, if it's someone that you've been admiring. No, when it comes to black and white business on paper, you get these things looked over.
Yep.
And then also too, the era that we in, you know, going back to your masters and stuff like that, you already know, you guys know you gotta have leverage.
Yeah.
And that's why I say every situation is different. One person might not be in a position to own their masters right now. Doesn't mean they can't own it later. Jay-Z didn't own his masters in the beginning, but when he got leverage, what he did, he got his masters back. So you have to learn how to move. You have to learn how to play chess in the business. It's not checkers, it's chess.
For your specific situation, because everybody's situation personally is different.
Yeah.
Personally and business-wise, you know?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have to, there's different things. Even lawyer, you do your research, you find a lawyer. Even if you don't have the lawyer to pay for that up front, you maybe get that advance. Some lawyers won't take nothing from you till you get your advance. So it's different. You won't know until you ask.
You just gotta find them situations.
So that's all I'm saying. The loophole. So, like, even every deal that I have, I haven't had to come out of pocket with my lawyer. It took a percentage of the deal. That's what lawyers are gonna do, because that's gonna make more money. If you have a real situation on the table, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna want it on the back end. They're gonna want a percentage of it versus a fee.
Yep.
So whatever one makes sense for them.
It's all about making sense.
It's all about making sense. So I guess, you just have to do, so my answer to that is, whoever's in that position, do not assume that this person is going to just do you right.
Exactly.
You have to
assume. You been saying assume you're going there and get fucked.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so you know it's coming.
So it's just like, yeah. So then at the end of the day, even though it sucks, who you blame at the end of the day?
You gotta blame you. You alive.
You let it happen.
Right.
You know that?
So if you don't, and it's a very touchy topic because it's all about education. It's all about being educated on the situation, but you also have to go the extra mile to be educated.
Yeah.
That's my answer to that.
Right.
So, as a songwriter, how do you go about getting your percentage?
So, so the way a song is broken up, you know, one song is 100%. 50% goes to the writers, 50% goes to the producer.
Okay.
So those writers, it may be me or one of my friends, Quintelli, Damani, Trosha, my business partner Trosha. You know, then if it's us on that record, then we divide the 50%. So that's how you tell. So if you write it by yourself, it's your 50%. So if you collab, then you break up the 50%.
You like to collab?
I love the collab
Awesome.
because sometimes it pushes the record to be bigger than what it is. It's always great to have more than one brain on one record. That's how you have these. That's what Drake do. That's why his record's big. It's the way it is. Listen, it's just is what it is.
It is, yeah.
Like I said, you have to do these. You collabing. It's always great to see how another chef cook. It changes.
Dropping jewels, right?
So you know you don't want to be that person that's just like, oh man, fuck it,
I got it.
I got it.
Nigga, this should change overnight.
Yeah.
This should change all the time.
Yep.
Music coming. This especially it change. What may be hot this week is not hot next week.
Yep.
So collabing is great because it pushes you, and it's great. So you may just like you gonna taste food. You may go by this person's house, and we from New Orleans, right?
For real.
Right? We from the NO. Everybody make gumbo, right? But everybody gumbo don't taste the same, right?
Taste the same.
There you go.
That's it.
You might go, you might think your mom's got the best gumbo, but then you go by your homeboy, mom is help gumbo. Bang! You know what I'm saying?
Better than
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you collab. That's why I believe in collabs.
You can't go wrong with it.
You think by collaborating you can get more done? Or
Of course.
from project
Of
to
course.
project?
Of course. And you can get done way quicker rate. They said they made, it didn't take that long when Kanye and them made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It took long for him, like producing wise, to make the records. They said when they was down in Hawaii, man, they got that project done like probably a month.
We
Quick.
Collab. Always collab.
2-3 songs in a day. It's too easy.
Collab. That's the game.
That's the game. Collab. That's what we took from this the last
What's,
one.
because at the end of the day, check this out. You could write 50% of the record, but if that record don't do nothing, what's 50% of that record? Nothing.
Yeah.
But then if that record go crazy, that record wind up going crazy, and you just got 10% of that record.
Just
If it goes number one, you made more than you owning 50% of the record and you did nothing.
You're right.
Yeah. I got Collab out of this round heavy. Collab was the topic of this round. He made it through all 5 rounds. We didn't think it'd happen.
You know, he talking like we almost need to extend it, but
Nah, we don't need to. He good. He good. He got some songwriting to go, man.
Oh, yeah.
He got some songwriting to go. He made it to that speed round.
Well, I'm good. It's just, these empty calories, man. I told y'all about this.
Oh, yeah, you good. You good.
Trying to get by.
Yeah.
Trying to get by, man. Trying to get in shape, man.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
don't worry,
Sure.
we missed something.
Health as well,
Don't worry.
man.
You made it to the speed round. We finally made it here. It's the speed round. We told you them lights was going to cut off. Told you it's going to like a concert. How you feeling?
I feel great here.
He about to ask you 15 this or that questions, all
I
right?
believe that. What's up? What's the next question?
We're about to take a shot real quick to start it off with real quick. Or you want to finish that? You might want to finish that. Man.
Yeah.
Finish that because that's enough. We don't need that.
Yeah, I don't need to try,
Yeah, we good.
I'm
But,
sitting on this because
it's about to be 15, You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready.
You good?
Let's go.
Tesla or Benz?
Tesla.
LA or New York?
LA.
Yacht or PG?
Yacht.
Champagne or brown liquor?
Brown liquor.
Watch or chain?
Both.
Cash or credit?
Credit.
Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Mariah Carey or Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson is nasty.
Sweatpants or jeans?
Sweatpants.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
I like Coca-Cola, so Michael Jackson. He popular. He a good one.
Yeah, he is a good one.
Domino's,
He cool.
or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Walk or run?
Run.
Lenox Square or the Galleria?
Lennox.
LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe Bryant. 2 phones. 1 over 23.
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Baked food or fried food?
Fried. What thing is better?
Salmon or redfish?
Salmon.
You just got them finished the speed round. You made it.
Yes, sir, Steve.
We thought you was gonna tap the bell, but you didn't. You overcame. You came through and dropped some knowledge, and hopefully a lot of songwriters listening to this are gonna watch it and gain some knowledge out this.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you for coming
Appreciate
through
you.
at Quality Drinking.
No problem.
Appreciate
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Completed the mission.
Please
Let's
listen.
do that.
We touched on in Hot Atlanta. We got it done. Yeah, we got it done in your
Yeah.
city.
Nah, that ain't my
It
city.
ain't your city,
It ain't your city.
yeah. But we here.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? Let them know who you is. Let them know you signing out.
Yo, so I'm V Script, songwriter, A&R for Dark Child Universal. I'm signing out here, man.
Yes.
For my boys, Quality Drinking here, man.
Yeah.